Hey, thanks everyone for joining this. Uh, in this session, I'm gonna talk about what are the best practices to design prompts, how to use the prompt to talk with AI models, to what kind of strategies which we need to go ahead and try to do it. The prompt. So prompts is a new way of communication with the with machines. So a prompt is a piece of text which you're gonna give in to a model, and it's gonna get into the response, right? So it's how the large language model or multimodal LLMs is gonna get it right. So you have to talk with the precise accuracy prompts to get better responses from the multimodal LLMs, because these models are being trained on the huge corpus of the data with a billion parameters. The better prompt which you give, the better accuracy results which you're gonna get it from the LLM models. So the prompt is a new way of communication. So with the help of the prompts, we can generate a code. With the help of the prompts, we can interact with the large language models, LLMs and machines, and we can instruct them the what kind of actions which we needs to be do it, and we can provide them a significant behavior response, and how they're gonna interact with other people. So if you consider, so a kind of a baby which you're trying to give certain information, and trying to see it like how it's gonna responding to it. So with the help of the prompt, which we can keep the model behavior as well. So in this session, I'm going to talk about, right, so how to do a best practices in prompt engineering. So the prompt engineering, the best practices is be uh, concise. What this means, right? Whenever you are interacting with the model, try to write the accurate information which you are looking to do it. Most of the people which have seen it, right, so they haven't gonna write a prompt in an accurate way. They used to add in most of the information, so the models will not gonna give the accurate results what they are anticipating to it. And whenever you're interacting, be precise, specific, and well define your prompt. So, for example, if you're writing an email to someone else, try to tell like why you wanted to write those email, the purpose of this email, and whom it needs to be written, and so what kind of a task which needs to be done. So who is the kind of attachment which has been there. The simple kind of example which I'm giving, which is going to be into your day-to-day life, which you can take and interact with the models, with the specific prompts, and prompts should help to fine tune the models as well. So let's go. So how I gonna do it, right? I'm gonna give a demo, uh, how we are gonna install the Vertex A SDK. So with the help of the command, right? So you can install that and upgrade the user, which is the version, and then restart the kernel. So whenever you install, and there may be the upgrade which needs to be do it. So we are gonna restart the kernel, and I install that application and instant and restart the kernel. And now I'm gonna importing. I'm trying to importing my libraries and try to do authentication with the environment, which I've done. I've imported my libraries, and I've been used the Vertex here, the project which I've given here, and I imported the Vertex here large language models, chart models, and I have taken this model, text model, which is pre-trained in text one, so which I'm gonna give us specific prompts. The concise is means, right? The prompt, if you look at this prompt, it's gonna be simple. It's gonna explain to you what do you think could be the good name for a flower shops that specialize in selling the banquets of dry flowers more than free. So what this means, right? We are asking a concise. that is going to get name for our flower shop. So it's more precise. So it's gonna give you the list of the names. It's gonna suggesting to us. So this is a kind of a recommend to the one. And if it goes to this, right, it's not a recommended way of asking a prompt, because if you look at this length of the prompt is too high, and it's gonna not precisely asking. If let's go to the second one, the recommended one, suggest a name for a flower shop that sells boutique of dried flowers, which is gonna gives you a list of the names. It's more recommended way of like doing the prompt engineering. And be specific and well defined what it means, right? Tell me about Earth is not specific, it's more generalistic one, and the model which gonna give some more generalistic information, right, which is trying on top of it. Instead of try to generate a list of the ways make it unique compared to the other planets, which means like we are giving a more well-defined statement here that to compare the Earth with the rest of the planet in the solar one. So it's going to give you a list of the information. That's a recommended way to ask for the prompt. Ask one task at a time. So most of the people will ask, right? They keep the two tasks. So which is kind of like, what is the best method of boiling the water, and why sky is blue? This is going to be two things which you are going to ask the one. So the model, the best way is like to ask them like, what is the best method of boiling the water? So it's going to give us those ones. The reason is that is like if you're combining the statements, it's have a chances of like hallucination, because it thinks that way of like it's gonna interact it with us. So if you give a specific prompt, then it's gonna give us a specific response. So let's give me this one. Who was the first person, right? Who visited the moon, right? So like if who is the first elephant to visit the moon? It means like no elephant ever visited the moon. But if you're gonna ask the same thing here, right? So it's gonna hallucinate to you, right? So let's gonna do it. Now let's me try why is sky is blue. So it's gonna explaining to us why sky is blue, right? So whenever you are interacting with the model, you should make sure that it should not uh, do any hallucination. So hallucination is um, so the models are try to uh, train on the large corpus of the data. They have the chances of right to hallucinate, because they might not have the uh, nearest kind of ones. So they gonna summarize a few other aspects of taking it. So always in doing a prompt engineering, or when you're interacting with the models, be precise whether it's not hallucinating the ones. So now I'm gonna ask my chart uh, model, ask them like provide me the trip plan, right? So remember the answer is gonna be one. The based on 20, which I'm taking it, and I'm gonna ask it, right? It's a simple prompt which I'm giving it. What is the best place for sightseeing? So it's gonna gives me the list of the kind of activities such I can do it. And now I ask the similar one, right? And what it's who was the first elephant to visit the moon? So why it's not responding to me? The earlier it's gonna respond to me. So what I have done in my uh, command, I asked my model to be specific, be act as my travel assistant, right? So it's gonna be uh, answer anything to which is gonna be my travel kind of a queries. The mission of this model is more precise on travel purpose. So that's the reason if it looks back here down, when I asked the model, it's gonna gives me a detailed summary, right? So what I need to do it, but at the same time, if I'm asking a generalistic way, it's not gonna give anyone. Now, how to improve the response quality, right? So whenever you wanted to improve the response quality of your ones, don't overfit with a lot of information to the model. Try to give more context oriented ones, which means like tell the model what it needs to be doing, right? So there is a way of like fine tuning the model. The prompt is earlier ways we used to do it, and RAG comes into the later, like the RAG, advanced RAG, multi-agent RAG. But when you're gonna do it, the simplest way to fine tune your model is zero shot prompting. What does it means? Like it's gonna ask, it's gonna tells the model to do a specific thing. So now I'm giving a prompt, ask the model to be a kind of sentiment analyst. So whenever I'm giving something, it has to tell us like positive, negative, or neutral. So when I given the statement, decide whether the tweet is sentiment is positive or negative or neutral, it has given me as a positive. So it means like we are asking the our model to be act for specific task, and they're going to be one shot. Is we can give the multiple kind of ones which ask the model to be not one example, which we're going to give the two three multiple examples on top of it, and try to decide on that. So when I've given it, right, so it's gonna give us like it's awkward and super boring and sentiment is negative. But few shots which you're gonna give them more few example, right, to the model, and ask it to go ahead and try to predict. So what we're gonna do is like the same one, the same prompt which I asked, right, take the sentiment. So then it's taken the combination of it, and it tells like, yeah, something surprised me about the video. But the same thing, if you go back to the earlier one, it has think it as a negative statement because it was boring. Because when you do a one-shot prompting with a couple of the one example response, you might not get a better. So the few shots is a better way of like get the response. The one shot is like the one way, right? You inform to the model to do it. So what it's going to do it like it's take the specific ones which you learn, right? That's what it's going to do. Yeah, thanks for watching this, and I'm going to create more videos and try to follow and subscribe on me on this video. Thank you.